Hi guys. Well, welcome back. We're going to do some more math today. I'm happy to see you. Um, so today we are working on 7-5, lesson 7-5, and you will need your student workbook. Dun, 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 dun. And I would like you to turn to page 295. 295. Now we are only going to do about half of 7-5 today. Well, a little more than half, and then we'll talk about the rest tomorrow. Ooh, that reminds me, I need to change that in Google Classroom. Okay, we're in 295, so make sure you get there. We are moving on a little bit today. We're talking about graphing. This is really fun, and some of you in our class before we went on break actually got to do a little graphing. We had some St. Patrick's Day graphing page, and I passed out those other ones, the dabbing taco and the dabbing pizza. You have some of those in your packet or the bag that I sent home, and we'll talk a little bit more about those a little bit later. You are going to be able to work on them, and they are fun. I love to do graphing. But let's first talk about what it means to graph things and how we actually do it. We're going to talk about coordinate ordered pairs and the coordinate plane and all that stuff. So you should be on page 295 in your workbook. Looks like this. And let's read together, okay? I want you to follow along with me. Everybody's eyes should be on their booklet as we read together. It says a coordinate plane is formed by the intersection of a horizontal number line called the x-axis. Horizontal means that it's like the horizon. So it's this line that goes like that. This is our horizon, right? If you looked at it, you could see the sun setting down below the horizon. It's the end of the day. This is our horizontal or horizon horizontal line. Okay? All right. Then, and this also, it says that this is the x-axis. So I'm going to put an X right over here so we can remember that this horizontal line that goes this way is called the x-axis. Okay, let's keep reading, and it says, and a vertical number line called the y-axis. Our vertical number line or line goes this way. In basketball, some of you are interested in basketball, so I can make kind of a connection. Somebody might ask, well, what's your vertical? It means how high can you jump, right? We jump upwards. So vertical is our up and down line. X is our horizontal line, and this Y line, that's a Y, this Y line is our vertical line. It goes up and down. Okay, so this is the beginning of our graphing right here. Okay, so we've got our Y, I'm going to have to hold this up, our Y-axis and our X-axis. And that just means basically our line, our X line and our Y line, okay? Okay, so let's keep going. Let's look at number 1 on here. Well, before I do that, I want to point out on our picture, okay, so on here, we have our X-axis down here and our Y-axis right here. And then we have the graph that's made in between, right? We've got all the lines that intersect each other inside, okay? And this is how we're going to graph. I think you did a little graphing in 4th grade. I could be wrong on that, but anyway. The way that we graph is with ordered pairs. Those are two numbers that we can look at and find a place on our graph to put a dot. So let me show you how to do that. An ordered pair is used to describe the location of any point in the coordinate plane. For example, the ordered pair 9, 5 describes the location of point A. Now, 9, 5 looks like this, right? And they had it in parentheses. This is called an ordered pair, right? I have a pair of numbers. And there's something special or important for us to remember about these. Whenever we have an ordered pair, the number that comes first is our x. And we find it along the x-axis. And the number that comes second is our y. And we would find him on the y-axis. Okay? And it always has to be that way so that we don't get confused. The first number is always the x, and we'll find it along this line. The second number is always the y, and we'll always find it along this vertical line. Okay? Now, that's great. Let's look back in our workbooks because I want to use this graphic to show where we find it. So if that's the case, let's see, I'm just going to use this pen as a pointer. Okay, and we're finding 9, 5. Sorry, not too professional here. What I need is a document camera to help me out. We're finding 9, 5. Now 9 is first and it's along the x-axis. So what we do is we go along this x-axis right here. In fact, it even has an x right here to show us this line. And I find the 9 on this line. Now look, these are all numbered. Each square is numbered in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is the same on our y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes all the way to 10. Okay. Now the ordered pair 9, 5 tells us that at first we go to the x-axis because 9 is an x. And we're going to find it along this x-axis right here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's 9. Okay, so I'm going to keep my finger right there on 9. Okay, and then the next part that I need to find is the next part, which is the 5. And that's the second number listed in my ordered pair, which means it's going to be a y. It's going to be on this y-axis. So I'm going to find 5 on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the cool part about this is we see where these 2 points meet. Okay, so we come up from the 9 and over from the 5. And what point do we have right there? We have an A. That's our first point. So at 9, 5 of our grid or our graph, at 9, 5, we have the letter A. Okay. Let's go through. Oh, we didn't answer A. But let's go ahead and write those in. So let's look at A. It says the first coordinate, the x-coordinate, represents distance along which axis? Now we said it that the x is along this one. What did we say it looks like? It's that line that looks like the horizon. So it's the horizontal axis, the horizontal axis. So you can write x-axis or horizontal. X or horizontal. Maybe I'll grab a pencil so I can write it in this book. And I will show you. Sorry, give me one moment. Tell me this doesn't work. There we go. So we're going to put X or horizontal. Okay, I bet you can figure out the next one because we only have 2 different kinds, right? B says the second coordinate, the Y coordinate, represents distance along which axis? Okay. If the first one was the x-axis and there's only 2, do you remember what the other one's called? The y-axis. Y. right? The y-axis. Or what did we say the line that goes up and down is called? The vertical axis. So y or vertical. My pencil is struggling. It must be almost out of lead, so I apologize. Y or vertical. Okay, another vocab word that we're going to learn today is called the origin. The origin. And this is on number 2. So look back in your workbook. It says the origin of the coordinate plane is the point at 0, 0. Can you find 0, 0 for me on this little graph on your page? You find it. Okay, what did you find? If you said this point right here, 0, it's 0 for this way and it's 0 for that way. So this is our point 0, 0. This is the origin. Okay, 0, 0. So if we're looking at that point, it looks like this, 0, 0. Why do you think the origin is an important point? That's number 2. That's the question. Why do you think it's an important point? Do all of our ordered pairs, all of our graphing points start at the origin? Yes. Yes, they do. That's why it's so important. Everything we start counting, we move, on our x-axis that way from the point 0, and we start counting and moving up our y-axis from the point 0. That's why it's so important. Okay, well, let's take a look at the rest of our questions here. We're going to do a few. We're down at the bottom where it goes 3 through 10. And let's see if we can find which ordered pair represents each point. The ordered pair, remember, are the two numbers that are inside the parentheses. They have a comma between them. The first number represents the x, and the second represents the y. So the first one will be found on the x-axis and the second one on the y-axis, and they're in those parentheses. Okay, so we're going to find point B. So everybody take a look. You're looking inside here, and I want you to find point B. When you find it, put your finger on it. Right there, we got it? Point B. Okay, let's take a look. So here's point B. So what we need to do is find out how many spaces, we can just count over, point B is this way. And we always start at the bottom and we always do this x-axis first, okay? So we're always going left to right first. So we start right here. Let's see, we go over, B is on the 3, right? 1, 2, 3 over. The B is on the 3. Okay, so 3 is our first number. So right there, you're going to put 3, right? That's our ordered pair right there, that's our first one is the 3, because we go over 3. And then how many do we go up? The B is right here. It's 1, 2, 3 up. So it's over 3 and up 3. So 3 is our other ordered pair, or the other number in our ordered pair. So our ordered pair looks like this, 3, 3. Over 3, up 3. Over 3, up 3. Let's try another one. Find C. Find C. Okay, here it is, up here. You found it, right? There's C. We have to see how many over C is. Let's see, it's on the 9, right? That 3 is on the 9 right here. So 9 is going to be our first number in our ordered pair. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. You should have that down too. Okay, and then how far up is our C? How far up? Let's see, it's clear. Let's see, goes clear up here to the 10. So 10 is our next ordered pair number, 10. That's our Y number, the number on the y-axis. So C is located at 9, 10. Over 9, up 10. Okie dokie. Okay, I'd like you to try a couple more. Will you finish and find D and L? Okay, pause this video for a moment. You need to find D and L. Tell me your coordinate pairs in parentheses with a comma in between, and we'll come back and check in just a moment. So you're going to put me on pause, and then you can unpause it when you're done. Okay, did you get them? I hope so. All right, so for point D, you should have 8, 1. And for number 6, point L, it's at 0, 7. Let's talk about that one a little bit, because L is right here on this line, which means that the first one that we do, our x-axis, we don't go over any, do we? Because it's right on this line. So it means that it's right, if it's right on this line, it's on 0. Okay? Then we go up. So that first one was supposed to go this way, but we couldn't go any more to the side because it was right along this line. So it's a 0, but then we go up to 7. So 0, 7. Okay? All right. Well, that's it for that page today, friends. But now that we located those points, I want you guys to start graphing some points. So turn your page over and let's look at number 11. We'll do 1 or 2 together, and then I'll let you practice some, and you can start on your homework, okay? Now, I did send some other pages home with you that have to do with graphing. Just stay with me. Today, you're just going to do your 7-5 worksheet. Don't worry about those other papers yet until I show you what to do with those, okay? Okay, so we're on number 11 on 296. It says to plot and label a point at each location. We can do this. This is awesome. Number 11 says point J at 5, 4. Okay, so what that means is we're going to go over 5, up 4. So we start at 0, we go over 5, to 5, and then we go, sorry, there's a glare, and then we go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is our J. So put a line right there, or a dot, excuse me, like that. Okay, and then we need to label that with a J, because it tells us in our instructions that it's point J. So we need to label that. You got it? Let's try another one. Let's do another one together. We're going to do number 12. It says point Q at 1, 9. So we're going to go over 1, up 9. Okay, here we go. We go over 1, up 9. I'm going to do this with my pencil so I can make my dot. Over 1, up 9, right there. I'm doing this without looking. That is a crazy dot. And it's point Q, so can you make sure that you label your point with a Q? We always have to label them. Sorry for my crazy dot. I was doing it like I was looking in the mirror, and that's kind of crazy. Okay, I'd like you to do the next couple on your own. Do 13 and 14. Pause this video and do 13 and 14. Okay, did you get them? I did. Let's take a look. Okay, our first one that we were supposed to do was 13. It says point Y at 2, 0, which means we go over 2, up 0. Over 2, up 0. That means we stay right there on that line, right? We don't go up at all. So that's our point Y right there. Okay, and then number 14 said point W is at 0, 4. Okay, so 0 over means we stay right here. But we do go up 4. So we go 0, we go up 4. And that's our next one. What is that? That's a W. My W is kind of funny, but there you go, W right there. Okay. Well, That's all I want to go over with you today. I want you to try, let's see, I don't have 7-5 in front of me, so I'm going to turn there really quickly in my book. Now, I don't want you to do all of the questions, or all the questions on 7-5. I only want you to go to number 7, okay? We're going to do 8, 9, and 10 tomorrow. We're going to talk about those a little bit later. So on 7-5 homework, you're just doing 1 through 7. Okay? You got this. Good luck. Send me an email, or you can post any comments that you have, or a question in the comments on Google Classroom, and I will help you out. Have a good day.